So it's Ty and Marcus. Oh, was that Ty? I just replayed Gears 2 on stream like a month ago, or actually less than a month ago. Ty was such a criminally underutilized character. They just did win Golden. They had the Sony State of Play last week. Here's your Subpeen. That was Dom. Was it? I couldn't fucking tell at all.
Hello and welcome to Tryout
Appreciate it,
Los
Easy.
Angeles, and thanks for joining us today. We're excited to share what we've been working on for the past few years. For Black Ops 6, we really wanted to give ourselves the time to craft something truly great. This means we're delivering a new level of polish and innovation across all parts of the game. I've been working here for over 20 years, and I can tell you that we have something special on our hands with Black Ops 6. And I know that the team are excited to give you a deep dive into our campaign and global innovations across the entire game.
There's a rumor floating around. Well, I don't know if it's a rumor. But apparently, Black Ops 6 is trying to have like Max Payne 3 style movement. So when you dive, you can look around 360 degrees like in Max Payne 3.
Our story builds on real history.
That would be
thrusting
crazy.
Players into a conspiracy where a shadowy force
I would
has
actually be hyped.
infiltrated the highest levels of the U.S. government, branding anyone who resists as traitors and forcing players to go rogue for the first time to fight the very machine that created them. The team has been meticulously crafting every aspect of this game to deliver the fun and attitude players expect from the Black Ops franchise.
Multiplayer is of course here and brings the Black Ops style and provides a playground for the brand new Omni movement system. New way to push beyond your limits and move like an action hero.
Okay, that's so
We'll see a
cool.
sneak peek of that later today.
Thank God.
Round-based zombies is absolutely
I've been
back,
saying this for
better than
years.
ever, and you can be sure
Rockstar
it's full of surprises.
created
With that,
one of the most
let's step
fun
into the
third-person
mind-bending
shooter
campaign experience we've been
mechanics for
crafting
Max Payne
with our
3.
partners at
Never
Raven.
touched it again. I don't care if it's Call of Duty bringing it back. I'm just happy it's back. But obviously it's going to be FPS.
No turning back now.
Thanks for your sub, Mike.
Every Call of Duty player has a favorite campaign mission. When we set out to make Black Ops 6, we were focused on delivering missions so iconic,
Killer
they stick in
Bean
your
did it
memory
first.
long after.
Unironically true.
We are bringing that action-packed blockbuster feel to every step of the narrative. We are giving you more variety, more dynamic moment-to-moment gameplay, and more options to finish each mission.
We can do this loud or quiet.
The game is packed with unexpected moments of Black Ops mystery. It's a high-octane spy thriller where you're never sure who to trust and what's real. And it's all set against the backdrop of the early 90s. The Soviet Union was crumbling after the fall of the Berlin Wall and the end of the Cold War. The US is the only remaining superpower. The Gulf War was dominating headlines everywhere, and there was a growing mistrust in government, reflected everywhere across the music, television, and pop culture of the time.
Here's membership
When we
code.
talk about the Black Ops timeline,
Should
Black
replay
Ops
Max
6
Payne 3.
comes
I'll probably
after
do a
the
whole
events of the
series
Cold
replay
War,
and
but
stream
is
at some
directly
point.
tied to the 1986 flashbacks in Black Ops 2, the aftermath of which has left our heroes in dire circumstances.
Something you should see.
Black Ops 6 blends the rich and gritty history of previous franchise titles with bold new characters, with veteran Frank Woods as our through line in our story. In this new chapter, we see a different side of Woods following his traumatic injury at the hands of Raul Menendez. He's been pulled from the field as he adjusts to a new role within the CIA, often behind a desk or on the other end of a radio. His protege is Troy Marshall, who's been making a name for himself in the field. Marshall is a reluctant leader driven by a strong moral compass. Marshall and Woods are working with another new face in Black Ops 6,
Charles White.
CIA handler
Damn.
Jane Harrow.
Imagine.
She's a born leader, fearless and brilliant, and helps manage their relationships within the agency. Woods' ability to operate in the shadows has always been hugely valuable to the CIA, whether they want to admit it or not. And Marshall has the ability to make tough calls in the field, ones that Harrow trusts him to make. But when an operation goes wrong, Woods and Marshall are suspended and ultimately forced to go rogue. They soon realize they have to trust each other to get to the bottom of what's going on.
Sounds like the most generic plot to
Without
any
of their
fucking
usual
thing ever.
resources. They have to build their own team.
That's like every
recruiting two
season of
exciting new
24.
characters in Felix Newman,
Jack
a
Bauer's
technical
off the
genius,
grid. He's a terrorist
and
now.
Savani Dumas, a mysterious
And he does it
assassin.
again next season. Jack Bauer's a terrorist
With the
again.
end of the Cold War, these former enemies have become new allies. And with the sudden return of notorious operative Russell Adler, who'd gone missing for months, a former ally may have become a new enemy.
Thanks, Reset Cat.
For the Black Ops single-player campaign, we prioritized mission variety and unique experiences. Our goal was to offer players a wide variety of mission types, each crafted from the ground up. One moment, you'll be storming a palace.
I'll
Next,
never understand
you'll
why
be
people
pulling off a
bother saying
heist at a
that in
casino.
something like this. Like, obviously it was from the ground up. I would
We aim
hope
to
you
take
didn't just
players
take a
all
mission
over
from
the
another
world and
game.
immerse them in vastly different experiences. Within these missions, we
We
wanted
built this
gameplay
game
to unfold in multiple ways,
from the ground up.
giving players the freedom to navigate through them as they see fit. Where we have different combat styles, we also have conversation opportunities where you can talk, barter, and manipulate your way into different experiences. And we think you'll want to replay levels to see them all.
I doubt that in a big way. I really doubt I will be replaying the campaign. You'd have to really blow me away.
We are excited to offer a variety of different enemy types in the campaign. The goal was to provide different challenges for the player. So whether they choose to go in guns blazing or take a stealthier approach,
You find me one fucking milk-drinking stimulation junkie that's going to be playing Call of
continue
Duty and
push
choose
on
to
what's
do
possible
stealth.
in terms of how our enemy
Why even give
combats
the
behave.
option?
Your enemies will be relentless, constantly seeking to outmaneuver you throughout the levels. They'll cut off escape routes, push on players' location, and force them to think on their feet. We've created certain missions where we give you a high-level objective and a variety of ways to approach that objective. One mission in particular takes place in a vast desert in Iraq. You and your team are hunting down missile launchers with the SAS. It's one of the largest campaign maps that we've ever created.
Look alive, people! They know we're coming!
Remember Yoshi. Oh, true. I guess Modern Warfare 3 really did copy and paste their entire campaign. So maybe ground up does mean something here in this franchise.
You'll find that some of our destinations have a startling contrast in look and feel as well. We have a mission that takes place in an opulent casino in Southern Europe. It's unlike any past mission in Call of Duty. And what the player does in this space is totally unexpected. And another one of our missions we have set in the harsh tundra of northern Russia.
We are excited to offer an array of brand new equipment, as well as some favorites from the Black Ops universe. RCXD, Tranquilizer Trap, Adrenaline Stim, Homing Knife,
Homing knife.
Disruptor,
The campaign is grounded within an expanded campaign hub called the Safe House. You might remember we also had that in Black Ops
Cold War,
Cold War.
yeah.
But this time, we wanted to think a little bit
I
more
remember
broadly about the environment. We chose to have our team's hub located in a more naturalistic setting. So, it's in an abandoned manor by an ocean cliffside. What's most unique is that it used to be a KGB black site, which was operational during the 50s and 60s. This brings a lot of intrigue to the Safe House and will allow players to explore and discover secrets from the past. The team is also bringing back the Evidence Board, which is still the centerpiece of the Safe House experience, but with brand new upgrades. Players can view the campaign outline, gain deeper insights into missions, and analyze evidence collected throughout missions.
Probably won't be collecting much evidence. I'm just killing everyone. It's like the whole point of Call of Duty, really.
Okay, the attacker comes in. I'll go. 3, 2, 1, go!
That was sick. Great. I think we got it.
With Black Ops 6,
Okay, let's see if
our
they
goal is
actually
to
crush
create
it
a
here
more
on the Omni
connected
movement.
experience that keeps players immersed across every single mode. We've pushed ourselves at every corner to innovate and craft the most signature Black Ops experience for our players. Movement has been a consistent area of focus and innovation for Call of Duty, and with Black Ops 6, we're redefining movement across the entire game. For the first time ever, players can sprint in any direction and move like a true Black Ops action hero with an entirely new global system we call Omni.
That ain't bad. That is
This
not
unlocks
bad.
the ability to move like never before and seamlessly chain combat maneuvers like slide, dive, and our enhanced supine prone in full 360 degrees range of motion.
From the beginning, we started with
Finally,
do this
like
thing.
actually finally, they're
And
trying to
then
implement new
realize people
mechanics into
actually
Call of
move
Duty
that way.
again.
What happens if
It's
we
been
get
so
rid
long.
of that
It's been
construct?
so long.
And then instantly it opened up like, oh, if you can sprint in any
It's not
direction,
new
you
to
can
gaming, but
dive
it's
in
new to
any
Call of
direction, you
Duty,
can slide
and
in
that's
any direction,
finally
which then led
a
to
step.
all the on the ground movement and everything else chaining together.
It's really been something that changes how you think and play the game, whether it's campaign, MP, or zombies. We truly believe that once you experience Omni movement, there's no going back.
Until next year, when Infinity Ward makes Modern Warfare 4 and they copy and paste yet again. But for 1 year, no going back.
We also have what we're calling intelligent movement, which is a set of features that drastically reduces how many buttons or keys you're pressing to perform various movements. These can be enabled in player options, and they're broken down into 3 categories: sprint assist, mantle assist, and crouch assist. And each of these settings will allow for fine-tuning. Intelligent movement really started with this idea that we want all players to focus on
That
what
one
they
I'm
wanna
not
do
nearly
and
as
not
hype
how to
about.
do it.
Why?
We want every player,
just have people
regardless of
learn
skill
when to
level
press
or input
buttons.
or experience with Call of Duty, to be able to engage with Omni movement and live out their own action hero fantasy in Black Ops 6.
Accessibility
We looked at other
settings.
genres like racing games.
Yeah, I
They
guess.
have these great assist settings that can be turned on and off.
It just seems
Things
like-
like traction control or
Well,
assisted
nah, I guess I
braking.
get it from an
We really
accessibility
love the idea
perspective.
of taking that thinking.
Looks
and
like there's
applying it
also
to
a
our own
lean
movement
here.
options.
Probably auto lean.
I don't think this is a one-size-fits-all thing, and I encourage players to play around with combos of these settings to really dial in their preferred setup. Hit zones are regions on a character that react when taking damage or dying. In past games, we've only had 4 regions. For Black Ops 6, we've actually increased that to 9 regions, so now we can determine if that enemy was shot in their left leg or right leg, and then
Okay.
we'll play a bespoke death animation.
They're
depending
actually
on
putting
the
effort
location
into this
that they were
series
hit.
again. That's like some
We're looking at
OG
this
shit. You remember?
concept
I think it's
that players'
Crobcat has a
movement
beautiful
and
video
reactions are connected
on
to the world
Back 4
based
Blood or
on
whatever
their
that dog
choices.
shit Left 4 Dead
A
clone
great
is
example
versus
that really
original Left 4
shines
Dead.
is a global feature we call corner
And the
slice,
difference in like
where
hit
as you
registry
round
and
a
all of that.
corner or go through a doorway, your weapon's going to dynamically rotate
For
in
like the last
direction
10
that
years,
you're
people have
rounding
just
that
given up
corner.
on it because they don't
And
need
since it's
to.
dynamic,
People buy games
it'll
no matter
be a bit
what.
more dramatic if you're slowly clearing a room, but won't affect you at all if you're barreling full speed around that same corner. We are constantly looking for opportunities to set the bar with movement and animations in Black Ops 6.
They're actually putting effort into this series. I am shocked. Actually
Our
shocked.
team is super thrilled to show you the best looking characters that we've done. Through our process of photogrammetry, gear was acquired, scanned, and incorporated onto each of our operatives. For our faces, a dynamic real-time analysis of spontaneous performances was captured and processed to make every emotional, impactful moment true to actual
Treyarch
life.
W on this one. Game's not out,
Nurtured
but I very
special
much
attention to
appreciate
the
they are
chemicals, making
finally,
sure that they don't look really just
finally
freshly cut. There's dirt
adding new
into the
things to this
nails,
goddamn
the oils in their
franchise.
palms as they're sweaty and running through
Omni
the
movement.
situations that they're in.
Fire.
We're paying attention to every detail.
Thanks, membership, buddy.
The thing that I'm most excited about is the number of new
True
weapons from
tanks.
the era that we've added, which includes many that are brand new to the franchise. Our heroes are rogue
This is how they
operatives,
milk
and
people. It's
operate
nothing
outside the
new,
normal
just smoke and
playbook.
mirrors.
That means they're
It is
procuring
legitimately
gear
just,
by any
they
means
are adding
necessary.
things to it
And that allowed
finally.
us to pull
This
a
is
unique
finally
mix
not
of
just copy and
weapons.
paste mechanics for the last, what, 10 years now?
We made sure to deliver dozens of unique attachments for
I'm not
every
saying it's
gun.
gonna be
This
amazing.
allows
It-
players to
I mean,
create
maybe
a
it's dog
weapon
shit,
to
who knows?
match
But I'm
any
happy they're
playstyle
trying.
You can imagine, all while maintaining
about
the
time.
feel and tone of the era.
In Black Ops 6, we really strive for striking that balance between real and hyper-real, but we want to ground our effects in realism. We find real-world reference so that we can match that motion, the weight, the timing, then riff off of that and create that hyper-real look that everybody has come to know and love from Call of Duty.
The Black Ops 6 user experience is all about focusing players on what they need when they need it, and our in-game HUD is no different. From the mini-map to the ammo widget to in-game notifications, the Black Ops 6 HUD combines some of our best designs in a clean, streamlined experience.
It looks like every other HUD. What do you
For
mean?
the first time in Call of Duty,
Am I missing
players
something?
will be able to change their HUD in dramatic ways to suit their needs.
Oh.
For instance, streamers can choose a layout optimized for their setup, or maybe you want your HUD centered so you don't have to look away.
Who would ever want that? That sounds
Put the
terrible.
map in the bottom left. Those are options as well. Not only does the HUD give players important status, it connects them to the world and helps them feel rewarded for being awesome. As players track that elusive challenge or target their next level unlock, Black Ops 6 delivers an end-to-end experience from the lobby into combat and back, where player progress and achievement are celebrated in a big way.
Early on in Black Ops 6's
Oh yeah, no, the
development,
Killer
we
Bean
set a
game looks
goal
great.
to make leveling and XP matter
The Omni
more than
movement
ever.
will cost you
Looking
400
back to the Call of
gigabytes of
Duty and
space
Black
plus
Ops
200 for
there's
the
a lot of
game.
love, both
Truly gonna be the
internally
first
and trailed,
terabyte
that we
game.
see in our community for how we used to handle prestige.
Actually, have they said how big the game's gonna be? Usually they have that information out by
Traditional
now.
prestige is
It'll probably be about
back in
200
Call of
gigs.
Duty with Black Ops 6. We've pulled the best of the best from past Call of Duty prestige systems.
Everyone's saying 300
and are
gigs.
going
Is it actually
bigger
confirmed
and more
300
rewarding
gigs?
than ever. Players who reach max
Holy
player
fuck.
level will have the choice to enter prestige, start fresh with relocked
Oh
gear,
my God.
and go through the leveling journey again. Black Ops 6 will have 10 prestiges, each with a valuable set of rewards to earn and equip to peacock your status. Players who make it through Prestige 10 aren't done. Instead, they'll graduate into Prestige Master with 1,000 additional levels to climb through.
Oh, Jesus.
And classified reward to uncover for anyone dedicated enough to make it all the way to the
If you
end.
complete all 1,000
The full
Prestige Masters, you actually
system
just
is
get promoted to
available on
Lieutenant in the
day
US
one
Army.
in Black Ops 6.
We know how many of our players look forward to multiplayer, and we will be providing a deep dive on it later in the year. For now, here's some insight into our development of Black Ops 6 multiplayer. Our vision since day one has been to craft an approachable and engaging step change of that signature Black Ops multiplayer experience. We focused on supporting 3 core playstyles for launch. Enforcers are the slayers who like to kill and stay on the move. Recon is all about intel and counter-intel play. And strategists are support players who throw their bodies at objectives for the win, or focus on taking out enemy score streaks for the team. All of our weapons, gear, and gadgets in multiplayer have been intentionally designed through that lens of supporting these play styles. And of course, it wouldn't be a
I feel like it's
Ops
still
game
gonna
if
boil
you
down
can't
to just like
relive those
one
action
play
hero
style though.
moments in theater mode, which we're happy to announce is returning with Black Ops 6. Now, I said we're only getting a taste of MP today, but of course that means you're gonna get some early details on maps.
Alright, let's see if the maps are dog shit.
We're happy to announce that we will be launching with 16 all-new MP maps. We've got 12 core 6v6 and 4 strike maps, which can be played as 6v6 or 2v2. What do players like? What do we know that they want? So we're back to our classic 3-lane maps.
Hey,
Fast, frenetic
hey, welcome home.
experiences, and we have that balance with more
We couldn't
medium
figure out how to
size,
make maps that
better
weren't 3
for
lanes.
hardcore pacing,
So we're going back.
to keep the action flowing, but still have meaningful decisions for the player to make. The maps have their own stories, and we have multiplayer taking place after the campaign, after you finish it. So don't want to get into too many spoilers there, but you'll experience some of those locations through the multiplayer lens.
Hey, I'm fine with that. The 3-lane maps were iconic. The second they veered away from that,
covered
they
a
went
lot
to
today,
shit.
but couldn't leave you without giving you just one more thing.
Zombies. Yep.
Round-based Zombies is back, and we're picking up the Dark Aether storyline where we left it. We're excited to announce
I don't know the
that there will be
storyline,
two
I'm gonna be
brand
honest
new
with you.
maps available at launch,
No
with a
clue.
curated mix of fan-favorite features and new elements to discover. For those new to Zombies, it's
No
our
Nuketown?
unique
I'm
take
sure there'll be a
on the
Nuketown.
cooperative horde mode, where every map is packed full of powerful weapons and upgrades, deadly enemies, and tons of secrets to uncover. The legacy of Zombies is incredibly important to Treyarch, and we are so proud of what the mode is bringing to players in Black Ops 6. As you've heard today, the innovations in movement systems will also be coming to Zombies. Plus, there are many additional zombie-specific features, both new and returning. This is going to be a truly epic return for round-based Zombies. Be on the lookout for more intel coming later this year.
Steph interviewed AB. Mark?
Now, we know we only gave you a little taste of multiplayer here today, so make sure to mark your calendars for our worldwide multiplayer reveal event at Call of Duty Next on August 28th. Make sure to stay tuned for details and watch your favorite streamers get hands-on Black Ops 6 so you can be prepped and ready to jump into our MP beta and feel Omni movement for yourself. We'll be sharing so much more about Black Ops 6 in the coming months and look forward to seeing your reactions and your feedback from our open beta coming up this fall and into launch. And it's not just about launch, because the team is already focused on delivering a ton of content in the live
Thanks, membership,
seasons, which
Kylo.
we'll be sharing more about. Am I allowed to talk about Warzone yet?
No, God, just do it for my own sake. Fuck Warzone. Shit is so lame.
Our goal on Black Ops 6 was, and still is, to make something that is the best work we've ever done, and frankly, the most fun to play. To do that, we deconstructed all of our gameplay, our systems, and content plans, and repeatedly asked how something could be better. In some cases, that led us to huge innovations like Omni Movement, where we're now allowing players to move how real people and operators move. In other cases, it led us back to some of our classic systems like Prestige, then taking that classic system through the ringer and making updates and improvements. Across our weapons, gear, operators, maps, and more, a huge push has been to hit the highest visual and audio fidelity possible. The campaign tells an all-new Black Ops story where you're forced to go rogue and are being hunted by the teams that trained you. On top of that, the team is really focused on mission and engagement variety.
What was that?
Multiplayer is a
Where would
key
those
ingredient
acrobatics
in
come
the
into
DNA of Black
play?
Ops, and hopefully, in this sneak
So,
peek, it was clear
need you to
that
hit a double
every single
McTwisty with
part of the
a pop
MP
shove
game
it.
loop will be improved and better than ever, from movement to shooting to footsteps to engagement systems to death. And last but definitely not least, the triumphant return of round-based Zombies.
Man,
There is
that
so
actually
much
looked like
more to share
actually
across
good.
all
I am
three
so
game
fucking
modes
surprised.
Before the game officially launches on October 25th.
Real effort put into a Call of Duty
On
game.
behalf of the entire team, we can't wait for you to play Call of Duty Black Ops 6.
You said Batty. They can't keep getting away with this. Hey, man. It only took them 10 years, but they're finally adding new things to this. Again, it's been so long. I'm actually somewhat excited for that now. Omni movement sounds so nice.